Hello, broadcasters. Welcome to episode 139 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. My name is Geige. I'm here with Dan, of course. Dan, how are you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Doing well. It's been a good week. For anyone new here, Dan and I are the founders of StreamYard. We do these town halls every single Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific, and we do them for a few reasons. One is to stay in tune with you guys, go through the same flow like you guys do with your own shows. Two is to answer any of your questions, so feel free to leave anything you'd like us to touch on in the chat. We'll do our best to get to all of them. We love hearing from you guys. And then I always make sure I mention the 3 pillars of StreamYard, which are ease of use, stability, and professional stream. So if you're about those 3 things, StreamYard is the tool for you. See lots of you guys hanging out in the chat tonight. Nice to have you here. Pravin asks, how can blind streamers read their comments? Is there anything StreamYard can do to make it easier for blind streamers to read their comments? Thank you. So we absolutely want to make sure we have we make StreamYard as accessible as possible. Pravin, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly. So if there's any specific feedback you have, definitely contact us. We try to make everything work with the with screen readers. So, but maybe there is an issue with comments. So do let us know any additional info you have. Any thoughts you have on that one, Dan?
Yeah, just basically what you said. We're always trying to do our best. None of us are like experts at using screen readers, but we all know how to use them. But with the comments, could be definitely missing something there.
Cool. Hey, Eileen, nice to see you tonight. Fun fact for today was where did I have it? Favorite video game growing up. So curious, you guys too. If you guys had a favorite video game, do let us know. It's always fun to learn more about you guys. What was your favorite video game growing up, Dan?
Cool. And it could just be favorite video game now. I guess it doesn't need to be necessarily growing up. I would say, I think it was Rock Band. I think Rock Band was my favorite video game.
I don't play too many video games.
First one, I would say.
First one? I think that's the only one I played. I don't think I played the later ones. But yeah, I don't play too many video games these days. But early on, I definitely was super into them as a kid. I played like Freddy the Fish and Putt and Spy Fox. I think my favorite one was probably the Pokemon Game Boy series was pretty
cool.
Solid.
Like the Pokemon Red and stuff, the really early ones.
Yeah, I had Blue. I think it was good cool. Stuff. Before I forget, shows, we got lots of awesome shows. So StreamYard Spotlight, first Thursday of every month at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is a show with Dana and Kelsey to highlight all of you guys and how you're having success with live streaming and the types of shows you're doing. So feel free to reach out to Dana if you'd like to be featured there. We've got YouTube channel reviews with Dee Nimmin and Daniel Batal the second Saturday of every month, and then also live stream reviews with Christian and Letitia the first and third Saturdays at noon. We've got live stream impact with Julie the second Friday of every month at 3 p.m. Eastern. And then for any other additional questions you guys have in the Facebook group, you can find StreamYard. If you just type in StreamYard Community on Facebook, you should be able to find it. We have an open office where you can ask Julie and Mel anything you like, and that's 11 a.m. Eastern, Tuesday, the first and third week. Cool. Let's see if there's any funny video game answers in the chat. One person was Defender. That's an old one. Galaga. I have played Galaga, but I didn't play it as a kid, but I played it later on in arcade games. Very cool. Mario Kart, solid game. I definitely played a fair bit of cool. Mario Kart.
Super Smash Brothers was my favorite Nintendo 64 game. Huge fan.
Super Smash Bros. It doesn't lose its like flair either. It's
still good. Yeah,
it's still a good one. Cool. I already chatted about the shows. A couple of things we wanted to mention. Obviously, we mentioned it last week, but curious with embedding. Curious how many of you have actually used it? Like, have you started embedding any StreamYard videos on your website? And I'm curious, like, if you guys are using it in any creative ways, what you think of it so far. Just curious to learn more about what you think of it. So let us know.
Cool. And maybe do you want to talk about it? Or I guess I could, either way, what
Sure,
it actually is. Cool. So the embedding feature, just for anyone who's never heard of it, we announced it, was it a week ago, 2 weeks ago? Basically, as a lot of you know, when you go live on StreamYard, your live stream goes out to YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're streaming. And it's saved there. So if you stream to YouTube, you'll have a recording on YouTube. But then we also record it on StreamYard, so you get like the kind of raw, high quality video on StreamYard itself. You can download the recording. And we've always had that feature, or at least for almost since StreamYard was founded, we've had that feature. but we deleted recordings after 15 days. So we'd record it on StreamYard. You could download it within 15 days, but it was 16 days, it would have been deleted. So we recently changed that to just a set amount of storage. So now it's 50 hours of storage. So it doesn't mean it's saved for 50 hours. It means they're saved permanently, but you get 50 hours of content. So if you do a 1 hour stream, your last 50 streams are all recorded. And then when you hit that 50 hours, you can either get more or you can just delete some of the older ones, which is pretty straightforward. And we're working on making that process even easier. But yeah, huge fan of it. And then what that allows, because we're now saving the recordings permanently, is features like embedding. So with embedding, you can now put the feature on your website. And yeah, I'm super curious who's actually had a chance to try that yet. I've seen a lot of people using it, but I'm curious if anyone here has had a chance to try it out and what you're using it for.
Definitely let us know. Tony says, hi, how do you use videos from YouTube on StreamYard? So you have a couple options for that, Tony. So one would be just to use the screen share option with audio if you want to actually play the video. The other thing you could do is if it's your own video and you have access to it, you could just download it from YouTube and then upload it as a video clip. If it's an intro or something like that, that's probably your best bet.
Yeah. Or so yeah, a video clip like in the brand tab would be great for an intro, or if it's a longer video, you can do it with the video sharing option at the bottom.
John O'Reilly says, when using the contest tool, is there any way to block someone who has already won from winning again? My client got a little spooked because one person won twice in a row. Not at the moment, John. We might add a few more settings and functionality in there, but right now it's just a random selection of every person who's commented each time.
Yeah. But we can say it is completely random. So if they won twice in a row, if that gives you any assurance, it is totally random. Of course, anyone could win twice in a row, though.
Cool. Seeing if we have any betting comments. RLCC says, once we delete the video on storage, can we still embed it? You cannot embed it after it's deleted. RLCC, it would not play the video if, if you have embedded it and you delete it from StreamYard, it won't play anymore. So you'll want to be careful about that. Samantha says, is embedding going to be available for live streams or just the recording? So that's a good question, Samantha. Right now, it's just the recording. So after the stream's over or the pre-recorded stream that you sent out is over, then that's when you can embed it. But we're certainly open to doing it for live streams. I think it's a very interesting option. And especially now that you can sort of see what it's like with the embeds, it's pretty easy to imagine what it would be like live. So definitely something we're thinking about. Let's see. Tristan says, embedding, sent the video proposal to a client and they loved it. Awesome, Tristan. Glad to hear that.
Cool.
Michael says, I just have the link to YouTube. Since I'm monetized, I want the views on YouTube versus embed, so no need for embed personally. Yeah, absolutely, Michael. It definitely doesn't make sense for every person. It's mostly, well, Dan chatted about some of the use cases there. But yeah, if you're monetizing with ads, definitely makes sense to have it there. But anything you would want to have on your own website and behind a paywall or something like that can definitely be useful there. G23 says, I go through 50 hours quickly. I'm curious, G23, is it a pain for you deleting the videos, or is the process, are you happy with the new process? Curious your thoughts on that, or have you gone ahead and added more storage? Curious what you think about that.
Cool. Yeah, we're definitely working on the bulk deletion process to make that much smoother.
Yes, absolutely. RVing with G says, I would like to see it be on auto delete the oldest first video to be deleted. Good to know that is something we talked about, so certainly open to iterating on it. But like Dan said, we're also going to be rolling out some options soon that will make it easier to manage some of that stuff. Yeah,
we just want to be careful not to say you have something that's embedded on your website. We don't, and as it is the oldest video. We wanted to make sure okay, don't delete that one because it's embedded, but we don't actually necessarily know if something's been embedded or maybe it was removed, or then it kind of behaves a bit weird too. It doesn't delete the embedded one, it deletes another one, and you're kind of confused as to which one was deleted and why. So yeah, that's why we just made it just choose which ones you want to delete, and then you can be kind of selective yourself. But that's also why we want to make that process easier.
Cool. Some other good questions here. Ali says, how do we find where to embed it? So after the stream's over, Ali, you just go to past broadcast and you'll see this option there that says, I think it just says embed, right, Dan?
Yep.
It's got a purple new button next to it too, so that makes it a bit easier to identify.
Yep, and even right inside the studio, right after it's done, you'll see this links button at the top, right next to where the go live button is. It'll appear afterwards. Just click that and the embed link's right there.
RLCC says, can we embed during or before our live broadcast? So right now, RLCC is just past broadcast. Right then, you can't sort of like queue it up to be, just past ones.
Yep.
Cool. Glad you're a fan, Matt. Appreciate that. Sounds like Jared plans on using it in the future. Do let us know once you start using it, Jared. We'd be curious to know. Clarine says, I use the giveaway tool as a way to select someone to join me in my broadcast. It was another cool way to use it. That's awesome. I never actually thought of using it that way. All right. Other question we had, or not question, we were going to mention sharing is also coming soon. So another cool option it's related to embedding, but not the same thing, is we have a picture of it. But shortly we'll be rolling out in the same place as the embed option, is to just share a link to the past broadcast. So if you want to just quickly have an editor that you want to share the video with, or a friend that you just want to quickly send the link without bothering to embed it in a website, and just have them be very easily play it back, should be a cool option there. Curious if that's something you guys will end up using.
Sweet. Yeah, very, very simple and convenient. But yeah,
any other use cases I missed on that one, Dan, that people might use it for?
I'll actually be curious to see what people end up using it for in general. Like, I think we'll see a lot maybe, next week or the week after, once we've heard from people. But yeah, I think just very common one is like you had a guest on your show, you want to share it with them. You just did a quick demo for someone, like maybe you're doing like a marketing video for a client, or you're doing a marketing video for your whole audience. You want to just send it up to them after. You do a webinar and you want to share it with them after, and you just don't have a website. It can be really convenient for that kind of stuff. You don't have a website, but you also don't want it on social media. Very good for that. Even like a test broadcast, you want to just do like a record-only broadcast, take the link, just watch it on StreamYard without having to like download it to your computer and use up file space or anything like that. There's a whole bunch of stuff, which is why I find it really cool. And we'll be able to build like a lot more kind of on top of it as well.
Absolutely. Joe says, any update on when we can't talk? Any update on when we will be getting shortcut keys and ISO video recording? So I don't have any exact dates for you, Joe, but those are definitely popular requests that we're thinking about and mapping out. Let's see here. Province says, I've been streaming for weeks and my camera is always mirrored. How do I fix that? So we don't actually, we don't have the option to mirror your camera. I know some meeting programs specifically do have the camera mirrored. Part of the reason we do that is because, if you're pointing to something in the broadcast, or you've set up your stream in a certain way, we don't want you to think that we want you to see it the same way your viewers are going to see it. But then again, it does come up a lot. So we are certainly open to giving more options around mirroring the cam and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And just as an example, like if you had an overlay that covers like the side of the screen here or something, but your camera was flipped just for you, you might be like out on the edge here, and you're covered by your overlay for you, but not for your guests, or vice versa. Like you think you're not covered, but actually everyone else sees you as being covered, because the image is still correct, but you're flipped for yourself, but not for anyone else. And if we flip it for everyone else, then you actually look way different than you usually do on all your other videos. So that's why. But yeah, like I said, I would love to come up with like some clever way maybe where we can do it nicely.
Absolutely. Hector says, if I upload a video later, can I embed the recording? So if you mean the pre-recorded streaming option, Hector, yes, absolutely. If you do a pre-recorded broadcast, after the broadcast has been sent out, you'll have the option to embed the recording. DJ says, will the embedded video remain even if storage is needed for more videos? Yes. So right now we don't automatically delete any of your videos. If you run out of storage, you'll have the option to add more or just delete broadcast. So as long as you don't delete the videos that you've embedded, you won't lose them.
Yep.
Peter says, question, is there a way to check your 1080p streaming to see if I can do it on our internet? So it's a good question, Peter. And we should at some point probably add, more seamless ways to test that. The easiest, and probably the most reliable way just to make sure everything will work properly, I'd recommend just doing an unlisted YouTube broadcast or going to a private Facebook group in 1080. Actually, I don't think YouTube definitely has 1080.
I would do YouTube.
I would do an unlisted YouTube and just see how it looks and how it performs, Peter, to get a sense of how well that will work for you.
Yep. And we do have, if you haven't seen it yet, like when you try to switch to 1080, if you don't have it yet, like if you're on the basic plan or something, you can do a trial of it. So if you're not on the pro plan, if you're on the pro plan, you can just go ahead and try 1080. But yeah, give it a go and stream for probably a few minutes as well. Like just kind of sit there, talk, move around a bit, and then see how it looks.
Absolutely. Nice to see you here, Victor. Cool that you're based in Ontario. Let's see. Other thing we wanted to ask you guys tonight was, is there anything, so obviously it's probably about a month ago now, we added that pre-recorded streaming option. Curious if there's anything you'd like to see added to that. Is there anything we could be doing a better job of there that you'd like to see added to the feature? Let us know. Samantha says, is there a way to send clients the link to the SY recording for them to download instead of having to upload to a Google Drive for sharing the file? Yeah, absolutely, Samantha. So we're hoping this feature makes that a lot easier. I think the very first version of sharing, it's just going to be playback, but you'll be able to send them the link and then play it back. We likely will also offer a download option in the future, but in the first iteration, there's not going to be a download option yet, right, Dan?
Yeah, and then we'll just base it off of basically how many people request it. Like if you really want downloading, which sounds like you do, it's something we'll definitely think about adding. But there's no reason we haven't added it. It's just like wanted to start with this kind of the simplest thing possible. But that, yeah, it should be really handy. So, whatever kind of your use case is, that's exactly what we sort of wanted to build it for. Is just a very flexible way to, you've got the recording, send it out to somebody, they can watch it. You don't have to hook up all these other tools or download it to your computer or anything like that.
See a couple questions on Teams. So coming very soon. So stay tuned on that. We'll actually be rolling it out to smaller groups of existing users first. So just check your email and it'll probably also notify you on the site too. So just be on the lookout for it. Michelle says, if you download the recordings, will it be affected when it's deleted? No, absolutely not, Michelle. So if you just want to download, like if you want to download, which is probably a good idea. If you want to download your recordings before you delete them, you absolutely can do that. And it doesn't affect, you have to delete it. So it doesn't affect when it's deleted.
Yep.
Let's see. Chantel says, use the giveaway tool so much this weekend. It would be really nice for it to be integrated and not need to screen share it. Yeah, it's we just wanted to roll out an initial version, Chantel, and see what people thought of it. But if it continues to be adopted widely and people really like it, we definitely might make it more integrated into the studio itself. Michael says, would sharing allow you to directly send to a shared Google Drive? So it wouldn't allow you to send it to the Google Drive, Michael. It would just be for like if you just wanted to send it to someone to view.
But you can put links in a Google Drive or something. I don't know if that counts, but you just have like a Google Doc with all the links or something, which is not that different, but definitely a little different.
Absolutely. Dorian says, any chance you're able to do a better description to tag your guest on social media so it shows on the feed to more people? So I'm not sure if I'm understanding 100% correctly, Dorian, but I'm guessing you just mean like, I guess what you said, tag, like the name of the person, so it actually links them in the post. Right now, you can do it if you manually go to Facebook or I think Facebook's the only thing that actually has that and edit it and then do the tag. But I don't think it's actually possible for us to add it at this point, right, Dan?
I'm not sure. I'd have to explore more.
Would appreciate the feedback, Dorian. Chlorine says, yes, I can see myself using the share link to share with guests or to those I'm looking to have as sponsors of my show. Looking forward to the addition. Awesome, Chlorine. Glad to hear that. Dorian says, like when you update a status on Facebook, also add how you're feeling, what you're listening to, etc. So yeah, not 100% sure, Dorian, if it's possible, but definitely something we'll look into for you. Moving America podcast says, we just recorded our first episode using StreamYard. We record from separate locations. This simplified our process. Audio video quality is great. Wish we'd found you sooner. Oh, thanks so much, Moving America. That's super kind of you.
Cool.
Before I forget, another thing I wanted to mention is curious how many of you or if any of you will be at VidSummit. So Dan or just me, I think, maybe Dan, we'll see. We'll talk about it. But I'll for sure be at VidSummit along with some other members of the StreamYard team. So if you happen to be attending, come say hi. It'd be awesome to meet some of you folks. We'll have a booth and stuff like that. So it should be fun.
Very cool.
Other question we had for you guys tonight. Curious how many of you have shows that are essentially always recurring, similar like that. So Dan and I would fall squarely into that, where Dan and I have a recurring town hall every single week. Curious how many of you are like Dan and I versus doing lots of one-off shows that aren't necessarily related to one another.
Cool. Yeah, and that could be like, you do a webinar and then, some other, like a launch, you're launching a course or something, and then just fairly related.
Brian says, feature request, the ability to play audio files like we already can play video files. Thanks. Yeah, noted. Brian, we actually had a question about that for tonight. So let me find that really quick. Wasn't that different than what you said? So questions about sound effects, because it does come up pretty frequently. So we were curious, for those of you interested in sound effects, how many of you is it the type of thing where it is truly like a sound effect where it's like you want a laugh track or just want some random sound effect in the middle of the stream? How many of you is it where it's just for the intro or something like that? Like you want just a background intro music to play without a video or in the outro? And then how many of you is it playing throughout the entire stream, like a subtle background noise? Or if it's not that, whatever you're using it for, just curious to learn more about how you guys would actually use the sound effects. And then also, if there's anything that you'd prefer to have like on StreamYard versus a mixer, like what in your mind, what is more benefit? I assume it's just not having to use a mixer, but if there's anything unique there that we can do differently from a mixer that you're not satisfied with an audio mixer, curious to know that as well.
Cool.
Let's see some of the favorite games still coming in. Very cool. Dice Grinder says, can you enable where we can position the names in other positions like top left or right? So we don't have anything like that now, Dice Grinders, but it's a cool request. And we're certainly always exploring like how we can add more flexibility and functionality in a simple, intuitive way. So not out of the realm of possibility for us to add some more flexibility with layouts and things like that, where people can tweak settings on the back end. Anita says, will StreamYard spread the wings for video editor? So add subscribe or like icon right away, for example. I don't think I fully understand the question, Anita. Do you understand that one, Dan?
Maybe it's like building an overlay that automatically has like a like and subscribe image. Let us know, Anita.
Yeah, let us know.
That
would be a cool idea if it's something like auto generating an overlay or something like that. Certainly open to it, but I'm thinking that's not it. Let us know. Let's see. Josh says, could there be a switch to put a pre-recorded graphic in the corner during playback? So if you mean like a timer for video clips and stuff like that, Josh, we definitely want to make that more visible to your guests and stuff like that. Don't want people being surprised as far as like when it ends. If that's not what you mean, let me know. Do you think that's what the meaning of that one is, Dan?
Pre-recorded graphic in the corner during playback. Or maybe it's something for embedding. It's like put a graphic in the embedded video. Like put your logo on the embedded video. Oh, cool.
If that's what you mean, Josh, that would also be something we're definitely open to. So we're going to continue iterating on that player.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely let us know.
Hector says, would it be possible to personalize the URL of the shared recording, like putting the name of the show or something like that? So not right now, Hector, but you could embed it on your website, right? So if you have a website and you want to embed the video on your website, that is going to be the URL of your website, and you can do anything you like with it.
Cool. And Josh just got back to us as well. Here.
Sorry I meant to show that pre-recorded shows are not live. I see. That's a good idea. We should make that simpler for folks. I mean, the one thing you could obviously do is, which I'm sure you're already aware of, but in the video you're uploading, edit it and put in something that says that, which we would recommend. But yeah, that's a good point, and we should probably make it easier for folks to do that.
Cool.
Sounds like for Dorian, it is the sound effect library. So noted, Dorian. Before we run out of time, should we go ahead and do the giveaway for tonight, Dan?
You bet we should.
All right, quite a few entries already. So for anyone new to the show, we do these giveaways every single town hall. So if you just type in #TheYard, you'll be eligible to win. If you just type that in the chat, we'll give you a little bit of time to get that in. And tonight we'll be giving away. We actually have a new version of the StreamYard sweater. I don't actually have a picture of it, but it's. Let me just make sure I don't. I don't have a picture of it, but it's. We'll give away the new version of this sweater. The logo is just a bit bigger on it. Other than that, it's pretty similar. And the StreamYard pillow tonight.
Cool. Yeah, we'll need to grab a picture. I'm loving the new sweater.
Yeah, it's good.
And just so everyone knows, I guess if you're new here to the draw, you can only enter once. So if you type hashtag the yard 5 times, it still only counts once.
Charles says, question on the pre-recorded, can it automatically bring over the same title and description? That's a cool request, Charles. I'm guessing, do you just mean like the metadata of the video itself? Is that in the metadata of a video you'd upload there?
So like the name of the file, maybe uses a title, description. I assume you could have some metadata description. Yeah, probably.
We'll look into it, Charles. It's a cool idea.
Yeah.
DJ says, can we add a rotating image option for multiple sponsors? So one option you do have, DJ, that I think would work decently well is to just use a GIF. So you could have a GIF as a logo, and in that GIF, have it cycle through different images there, and that would work well, I think.
Yep.
Swag's sister says, can you tell me why I keep getting an error when downloading my videos? Also, can we have color to go with our screen when we use icon? So best thing I can suggest for downloading errors, sisters, is to reach out to support. So StreamYard.com/contact, and they can look into exactly what's happening for you. I'm not sure on the second question when we use icon. If you could clarify a bit on what you mean by icon, let me know.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Cool. Shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Good luck, everyone.
Seven spot. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Congrats. You just won the StreamYard sweater and pillow. Dana will actually, you're on YouTube. So if you just email contact@streamyard.com, Dana can help coordinate with you to make sure that gets delivered.
Cool.
Sounds
congrats.
Congrats. Sounds like most folks have recurring shows. Good to know. Chantel would like a drum roll for the giveaway tool. Yeah, we've definitely started to notice that the more we use it, that it feels a bit awkward silent. So maybe we can do something there at some point.
Cool.
Leslie would love to see more countdown options. Pablo has several daily shows. Awesome. Looks like we have maybe time for one last question. Tangerine says, very interested in sound effects for quick things like applause, but also for background music during certain segments. Thanks, Tangerine. That's super, super useful to know. All right. This was episode 139 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, especially on the long weekend. We'll see you next week at the same time.
Cool. See you next week, everyone.